you said, before we can tackle Ganon.
And it looks like we're off. Both starting in the Sanctuary, finding a nice big 20 to start things off.
Yeah, Chexhuman rocking that Dark Link sprite, WallKicks, seeing our familiar Ace Attorney Phoenix, right?
Well, Texan's here.
Yeah.
And being full sanity, maps and compasses are included in the randomization, so there's no map check needed because we don't know where anything is at all.
Yeah, a slight bit of divergence, not having, WallKicks, kind of being pretty fortunate there, getting that first bomb jump, and the tier 1 tree pull, is 20 rupees, which is going to be really good for resources. Oh, and Force Bush Trap, just dropping bombs. These guys are set.
Look at this. This is easy mode. What the heck?
I know!
And then a glove in the Lost Woods. Can I get a reroll, please?
Yes. Alright, what do we have today?
I couldn't see it.
I did not actually quite catch what was in Lumberjack. I'm going to assume that it's probably not anything important.
It looked thin. I wasn't sure. Hopefully. I didn't really catch any of it.
Yeah, I mean, so typically we do see a little bit of divergence. I imagine that Chex is actually going to go check Lumberjack on his own once he finds the boots. This is kind of up to runner discretion whether or not they want to do early Lumberjack check, when they don't have the boots.
Yeah,
because,
boots.
Can't really get the item anyway.
Yeah, boots is a cue to go check all the boots locations, including that tree.
Yeah, so not having to walk all the way to Lumberjack. Chex is going to be the first of our 2 runners here into Kakariko. Unfortunately, it looks like he didn't quite end up getting any bombs from the bush crab, so he's going to have to kind of scrounge up some bombs here from the shop.
And that may be more difficult in key sanity mode because since the keys are mixed in with the pool, all those empty spots that had 3 bombs or rupees now have keys in them.
Yeah, and not only keys, right? We're going to have some more potentially less useful items such as those maps and compasses that you mentioned earlier that are also shoveled in.
Yeah, it could literally be anything in these chests. So we're going to start seeing some quick progression, likely. Or not, depending on how the luck is.
I mean, we already got a glove, which already opens
which is
up
pretty
like
big. Compass to Skullwoods and a Canis Samaria. A map to Swamp Palace. And a Bloopy.
I do have some early
map to Skullwoods, I think that was.
Yeah. Yep.
So that is a really early Canis Samaria.
Yeah.
And a Moon Pearl in the well.
Wow. Yeah.
So we're one item away from Dark World.
Yeah, and early Canis Samaria, as you said, it is a really convenient item. It is a weapon. They do need a little bit of magic, but this is going to make their late game or maybe potentially even mid game dives a little bit nicer. We can get the vanilla big key chest in Skull Woods easier. We can do Helm Sword a little bit faster. Most importantly, we can do that icebreaker. That's significantly speeds up that dungeon.
I do love the icebreaker. It also could mean that early Canis Samaria could mean a early trip to Mire or Turtle Rock, since those 2 dungeons particularly need that item.
Are we actually going to use these items for its intended purpose?
We just found mitts on the bottle merchant. So we have Dark World access 4 minutes in.
Dark World access, green mail. At least Chex has 5 hearts. Not really a great weapon to speak of.
But wow, that is fast Dark World access. Soon. I'd honestly be half tempted to go straight to the Dark World, but yeah, their equipment's kind of low for that. Gonna check out the library and race game now. Just big 20 on the shelf there.
Yeah, let's see if Chex ends up blind going. So this is pretty common in Key Sanity, is they just kind of blind check the race game instead of kind of taking a peek. As you said, with all of these kind of items shuffled in, it's probably more likely that you're going to find something that's more of use.
Yep, I agree with that. It looks like WallKicks is going to take a peek, though. Going to hit about the same time. Just a piece of art, so very slight advantage to WallKicks there.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised maybe these guys don't actually want that piece of art, especially Check since he was so close, and they already have Dark World access, as he said. But hey, these guys are professional runners. They know what they're doing.
Oh, definitely. Chexhuman finding some powder in Link's house, and WallKicks is going to use that glove and check out the back of Escape. That's a good move to make, I think.
Yeah, three easy checks, and he has bombs, and these enemies most likely won't kill him in one shot.
Castle Tower key.
All right. Okay, so that's one of our potential ice rods right there.
True. Yeah, there's a few small keys that basically lock major parts of their dungeons. So, like for example, the swamp small key, the desert small key.
Yeah, speaking of Swamp Palace, hey, we just found flippers in the sunken treasure. It's a very odd place for flippers, considering you kind of need flippers to, kind of dive into some water. But hey, I'm not the randomizer of these.
Someone was a little careless there, I think. Check's just finding out about the bombs at the hoarder.
Yeah, very fortunate considering he still has no magic, but he's got a full stack of bombs. He's going to kind of join WallKicks here in the mini Moldorm Cave after getting kind of bullied by those Octoroks.
Yeah, bombs in this cave a little difficult, but if you work on it a little, it's not too bad. WallKicks did a great job there.
Yeah, bombing Moldorms, you need some skill, and you also need some cooperation. Did we just see the big key to GT?
And we just saw the GT big key, so there goes that guessing game.
We also got a mushroom for our trouble, so no need to kind of save scum that mushroom, because we already have powder.
Funnily, we do have the Cane of Samaria, so with the mushroom we could have faked powder, but we have powder, so let's just do that.
Yeah, especially finding that mushroom early on, if these guys have real flippers too, so they can actually take the rope pool right close to Link's house and go straight to the witch's shop.
Yep, the flippers makes that easy, but fake flippering isn't hard either.
It's always
gotta watch out for those crabs.
You're like, man.
Those crabs do 2 points of damage. Watch out. Oh wait, they picked up blue mail. 1 point of damage. Never mind. I thought he was dead.
Chex is also doing. Chex is doing a similar dance here. All right, so are we just front loading compasses? Because didn't we just pick up like 5 of them
Looks
already?
like it. I think we've seen 4 or 5 easy. Yeah, I like the save and quit move here. If you're depending on where you're going next, but flippers, you can just jump right into the lake and get going.
Yeah.
Although,
looks like WallKicks. WallKicks has not visited the
dam
yet. He hasn't gone to the dam, so yeah.
But as you saw,
so at least he'll have a confidence booster that he knows that he nailed that fake flipper, right? Because once he finds the real flippers, he's gonna be like, okay, it doesn't matter because I can do that again.
That's all for swag. But yeah, it's not too hard to do a fake flipper there, as you just saw. So Castle Tower key is interesting. You need 2 to get all the way up to Aga 1. And we get a bunch of sticks for the mushroom.
Yeah, as you said, that first Castle Tower small key, though, poor Chex. Actually, yes, as you said, actually does open up the second item if they have a lamp. Because that first chest in Aga Tower is always open because you don't need anything. I wonder if that's where Chex is going.
Right. Now, where is WallKicks going? Are you going to the Dark World, WallKicks?
But it's so dangerous to go alone. He doesn't even have a sword.
And yeah, exactly. I actually don't mind this play. Like I said, with such quick Dark World access, you want to think something is there that you need to get for yourself.
Rusty helpfully reminding me in chat that even though we also need a sword or a cape to get to that first.
Oh well, yeah. If you want to get technical,
details. Thanks, Rusty.
No, yeah, it's right. There's that that electric being guarding the door. So yeah, Master Sword or cape to get through it. And another map in the chest game for Turtle Rock.
I just have confidence here that Chex is going to find the cape or sword in here to make my prediction come true.
Yeah. Interesting that Wall has dipped into Thieves Town already. I wonder if they feel confident with their current loadout to beat Blind. Oh, did you see that?
I did see that on.
That's a mirror.
Side. That mirror is gonna make his routing a lot nicer, especially for AD.
Yeah, that is a big find.
So I think WallKicks does not actually have the big key to Turtle Rock to Thieves Town, unless I missed it somewhere. So most likely this is just gonna be a dip to the front 4 and then
if only he had a mirror. But actually, it won't be hard to damage out of there either with just 5 hearts. So yeah, right now WallKicks is missing out on that flippers and the mirror. And a fire rod, apparently.
Chex is rocking this bomb escape here of placing them just exactly where he needs to kill all these guards.
This
finding,
is just ridiculous.
Bounty, right?
I'm half expecting, I don't know, Thieves Town Big Key to be in Zelda's cell at this point.
Oh man, that would... and Chex has the Cane of Samaria, so if he finds the big key, he can go all the way to the back and still kill blinds.
And let's see. WallKicks taking that intentional death to warp to the front door. Just 50 rupees in Zelda's cell.
Oh, WallKicks, though, being the first of our 2 runners, to find that first sword, this will make his life, certainly escape a little bit nicer, but, Dark World is going to be much nicer, too.
Oh, yeah, that is a big find as well. It's going to be interesting to see how long it takes WallKicks to get to the castle to find those items. If I had to guess, if he finds a hammer especially, he'll hammer their way over to the pyramid. Well, actually, they don't have mirrors, so they can't mirror over now, can they? Because guess where the mirror is?
Not somewhere in Castle Tower, of course. Or Hyrule Castle. Alright.
Got a map to Thieves Town in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah, Chex without basically any aid for visibility makes them all the way to Dark Cross. It's really, really nicely done.
Yeah, if you're able to do that, that is a big help. Got Wall digging up a storm trying to find the item there. Heart container, that's nice.
You're certainly not going to turn that down at this point, and especially since we know where the mirror is. More health. These guys are definitely going to be much better survivability.
Yep. Got a point made in chat. The fire rod is actually blocked by a Hyrule small key. I know there's some interesting key logic there, but I'm actually not fully familiar with it. So.
Chat is in this case correct.
Okay.
Mainly because you need a key to get into that room. So what you can do is you can kill that guard and then not open that door and open the back.
Okay.
So that's why it's locked by that castle, the Hyrule Castle small key. But that where that mirror was though, that is 100% logic because we didn't need anything.
Right, that was the first one. Mm-hmm.
So
Hera and Thieves Town.
We don't need that Thieves Town map anymore. WallKicks talked to the bottle merchant, getting hit by that rope on his way down.
Yep.
I'm sure that was all part of the plan. Oh.
Let's see if Hype Cave has any hype. Oh, there's a cape.
Yeah,
so I got a cape.
Castle Tower access.
Yep, we do have access now to Castle Tower, and we have one key, so we can check both chests at the very least.
Yeah, and the fact that, you know, even though the second one is technically lamp locked, these guys, as we just seen on Chex's side, they don't care about dark rooms whatsoever.
Yep. No, at their level, they can pretty much bend the logic at will. And WallKicks, probably thanks to that cape, is going to check out the castle and will be very happy to find the mirror and fire rod.
Yeah, this is definitely this is a really good incentive for him to, you know, because now, as you said, there are 2 more checks for him that are available to him that Chex did not have access to.
Ooh, half magic. I like that.
Yeah, especially early on with that fire rod, we can spam that to our heart's content.
Easy mode Skullwoods. Here we go.
Okay, we also found a big heated pod. That pod is definitely one of our big keys that potentially is another potential ice rod because it doesn't block anything.
I think you need 4 small keys for pod minimum to get through the entire thing. And you need to do a hammering up, and I think you're not supposed to unlock the front door.
You know, yes. Yeah.
I don't know the exact keys.
Yeah, I mean, but certainly, you know, these runners are more than capable of clearing pod, you know, the intelligent way, and I'm sure they're also aware of the actual key logic here, because you still need all 6 keys technically to get to Helma's Horn.
And WallKicks finally getting that mirror, and we'll very soon get that fire rod. Still doesn't have the flippers, but for right now, that's not an issue. And Chex is not yet to the sword, although going to Village of Outcasts will soon be finding it. Oh, good point, chat. I didn't even think of that. Without the sword, you can't get to Mothula.
He's going to pick up his sword relatively soon, I assume?
Yep,
yeah, he probably won't go back, at least probably for the time being. I know Chex is very capable. I'm sure he can definitely do Mothula with 4 hearts, Blue Mail, and Fire Rod. But
good for them, I can't do it.
It's kind of a lot back.
I tried doing Hammer Moth earlier today, and I couldn't even do it with 10 hearts.
It looks like actually WallKicks. Remember that he has a fire rod and some magic and the mirror. He doesn't actually have to take any more damage in order to kind of warp back here to the beginning.
Yeah, chat saying, you know, fire rod, half magic. You know, as soon as you get your sword to cut those vines, yeah, Mothula should be no problem.
I'm sure these runners are really hoping for those boots really soon, so we can actually use them in the back of Thieves Town eventually, hopefully.
And meanwhile, make sure you count your steps, you know, get to that daily goal.
That's right.
Yep, checking out the first 4 of Thieves Town.
Yeah, so actually with this mirror, after he kind of does his Village of Outcasts loop, he can go do Dig Game, and with those Titan Smiths, he can actually do the Smith's Chain in conjunction with South Shore. So this would actually be really efficient for him.
Look where WallKicks is going, though. Gonna go check out the Castle Tower.
Alright. Oh, he has no magic! Oh no!
Oh, no magic!
Oh no! Alright, he has to kind of go fish for some, potentially here in the back.
There is some by Uncle.
There are magic pots, yeah. Oh yeah, there is also some, you know, here at the beginning. You know, this is where your kind of game knowledge really helps out here, because, you know, in these situations where you're kind of resource scarce, you really have to kind of think on your feet.
Yeah, I like using these small pots by Uncle to start the magic fill, so I'm very aware of where... Oh, hey, that was lucky.
Yeah.
Getting small pots from that tree.
Yeah, kind of galaxy bring in, hey, there's a tree pull at my, you know, at my availability. All right, back we go.
I got it now. Although slightly a disadvantage, doesn't have the half magic from Skullwoods, which in combination with that fire rod would make some of this a little bit easier, but
Yeah, he should have enough fire rod shots for at least for these two, and then like the next couple rooms. I think
Oh,
he
yep.
could, I mean, a fighter is enough. Yeah.
Yep, no problem. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
A second
WallKicks with the
sword.
drops. Yeah,
And yeah,
finding
that full
Master
pot
Sword.
drop too.
Yeah. So now he can light his way here in his room, and he can see what he's doing. He has the Master Sword, so guards will go down a little bit faster. Man.
I have no. Oh wow!
Doesn't
Managed to
even
find
need
that
it.
small
Oh.
key to Thieves Town. And by the way, good navigation in that dark room. But wow, that's an interesting location for that.
Yeah, having that small key to Thieves Town earlier rather than later is going to be really good for WallKicks, because once he finds the big key and he gets the hammer, like he can just go clear that. He doesn't have to leave anything behind.
Chex turning in the blacksmith. We're going to see what that item is. Just a big heart. Finally getting a decent health count on these players.
Alright, looks like Chex is actually going to kind of give up his Dark World portal here and check magic that.
I did not know you could bring the chest in there.
That the chest is somewhat clingy. And very loyal.
Apparently. Hey, red armor.
Alright. Yeah. These guys
Look
probably
at those
are
pretty red eyes.
you know, set to go. Yeah, for the rest of the game.
We got WallKicks heading over to Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, looks like he wants to capitalize on this mirror here, doesn't want to isolate Graveyard Ledge, and with no boots in sight, you know, he can always check this kind of later. But if you check King's Tomb before Graveyard Ledge, it's very common that this is just going to get isolated.
So Sick Kid had the big key to Ice Palace. When did we pick up a bottle? I totally missed that. And we got Quake on Graveyard Ledge. Oh, Skullwoods had the bottle. That makes sense. Thank you, chat. Kind of, I was going to say... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I didn't have anything. Oh, what's up?
I was thinking normally you would head east from Graveyard Ledge, but since WallKicks does not have the flippers, cannot do that. Or could with the Kern bomb jump, but it's kind of iffy.
Yeah, he has a lot of options open to him right now, you know, with that fire rod.
Oh dear, there's a book up there.
Yeah. You know, he hasn't really checked, you know, kind of gotten access to the book stuff yet, so this will actually be pretty good, so he might have brought that in later.
So we got a Kate from Hype Cave that leads to the book up on Bumper Ledge. Interesting.
Yeah, WallKicks also demonstrating that you actually don't need the hookshot. You can just kind of scoot your way through. Oh, wow. What a
That's
nice
a
find
flute.
on Chex's side.
That's a flute in Cave 45.
Yeah, is Chex going back? Oh, man.
We're getting a whole bunch of items here. And yeah, as chat points out, flute is Death Mountain access. I mean, technically they could have done it without the lamp, but now we have logical access. And WallKicks heading into Skullwoods is going to get that half magic and that bottle. And a small shield.
Yeah, with the Master Sword and with the Fire Rod, he is a pretty, you know, blue male, 6 hearts at this point. You know, I'm pretty sure he's just going to go to the back and, you know, complete this dungeon from back to front because he can just full clear it.
Although doing it that way, they're not going to get half magic until after the Mothula fight, which will be a little bit funny.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be quite chagrined to see that, hey, I could have used this beforehand.
Never mind. Oh, wait. Which way are you going?
Oh, he's like, oh yeah, this isn't cross keys. let me go back. I can go back this way.
Oh wait, I should go do the boss.
Yeah, and of course, with that book pickup, with the mirror, right after Mothula, he can go check Pedestal. It's going to be
He
really
can do
convenient and
that.
efficient routing for him.
And I would do that too, just to get the information at the very least. Chex picking up that cape might lead him to the tower, since they're going to be in that neighborhood very soon.
Yeah, and given that Chex has kind of picked up the cape,
good.
And yeah, he picked up the cape, and kind of like later than WallKicks, once he goes in, he can check Akatao. He can also combine this with Pyramid in the Dark World.
True. There's that cuttable wall that we mentioned earlier, what you need the sword for. Check's going to blind check the island.
Yeah, he's going to take advantage of those flippers and give us flipper checks. He also does have Zora money, which is exactly 500, so this will be pretty convenient as well.
Yeah, this is pretty good routing for these checks.
I'm curious to see if he's going to combine this with Catfish as well.
That is a definite possibility. I like having mirror and flippers and just going all the way through these checks. And down goes Mothula. And gets a small key to Misery Mire. Meanwhile, the hobo has a small key to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, 26
so that's our first crystal.
Our first crystal.
Yep. And I actually didn't know it was a crystal until we saw it. Magic Bat, I believe, was an armor upgrade. Yep. Yep. WallKicks going to grab this chest here and then mirror back to the entrance.
Yeah, Chex is here to give us a pyramid check, and presumably he's also going to check Aga Tower, with that cape access, and he's going to pick up his goodies.
Another key. What do you know? WallKicks walking away from Pedestal. Sad.
Wait, did he check Ped? I wasn't.
He did not. I missed which key it was. Actually, I was looking at WallKicks.
The key was to Hyrule Castle. So that fire rod now is completely illogic.
Well, that was easy. And here's where he mirrors over to check the castle tower. Oh, WallKicks not finishing off Skull Woods. So leaving the half magic behind.
Interesting. Yeah, did he also do Pinball Room? I mean, he must have items left in Skull Woods. I mean, I know Pinball Room was only 20 rupees, but...
I don't know if he had a small key.
We'll have to see if he goes back later.
I don't think he had a small key. Maybe that's why he couldn't do it. There used to be a guaranteed key in the front of Skull Woods, but there no longer is. So... And there's that big key to Ice Palace. So Chex will probably go up to the Catfish from here. And then, bring in the rest of the flipper checks. So that is really good routing.
Yeah, both runners here are making pretty good usage of their time in routing. Especially without the hammer, because Dark World Access with only 10 smiths kind of forces you to kind of take some detours or some scenic routes.
But with flippers, they have no problems walking around, especially with the mitts as well. Just wish you were dashing around, right, guys?
We're hoping for those boots really soon. Alright, looks like
Check's about to get some bad news.
Well, he's being really efficient here because WallKicks had to walk into the screen tries over next over. Chex is just gonna do like a mirror bonk here. And
I hadn't even thought of using a mirror bonk for that. That's a very good move.
These guys are all about efficiency and speed.
Definitely, I'm learning something. WallKicks put on a nice fancy red coat now. Now we get to see what's at the catfish. Interesting, with that book in hand, WallKicks can actually check the Bombos tablet as well.
Similar to checks, looks like he's gonna go back and get his Dark World access back to make sure he doesn't, so he can be in the Dark World, and then yeah, he can check the Bombos tablet very conveniently after this. Yeah. Meanwhile, on Chex's side, just
hey, Boots!
30 minutes in, we've got a playable game here with the sword and Boots. Chex is going to be able to dash and just run everything over.
That makes me happy. Yeah, so I'm not sure what happened on WallKick's side to where he wasn't in the Dark World with that chest. He may have misplaced his gauge or something like that. Or maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm not sure.
Why WallKicks went back to get Dark World access? Like from the
portal? I'm not sure what Chexhuman did to make that. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Never mind. I'm an old man.
No. What are we gonna buy for 500 rupees today? Some very artisanal
very
here. The best in Hyrule Land.
But at least WallKicks got the flute. And yeah, chat brings up an interesting point. With those early flippers, you could have had those boots really honking early, and if you find them later, do you feel behind? And that is a good question, although since this is AD keys, less so, I think.
It's possible. I don't actually know, because I think at the time when Chex found flippers, at least they didn't really have money for Sora, so it's kind of possible that you don't really want to do those checks until you have some resources. Yeah. Now, WallKicks, on the other hand, because he hasn't been to the dam yet to get those flippers. I wonder how he's gonna potentially feel. Speaking of either tablet, Bombo's tablet check. Very anticlimactic map too. Ice. Okay.
That was a desert small key over at those Bonk Rocks. That's interesting.
Yeah, no.
So now with book
today, yeah.
So we almost have full desert access. We just need the desert big key.
Another one of those big keys. Oh, wow. I think we found. I think WallKicks is the first one to find all 3 swords. Another sword is at Akina. Yep. That's a really nice find.
Yep, that is a very nice find. That makes the end game a lot easier just by having that sword. If I had the bacon sword, I wouldn't need silvers. And Chex activating their flute, and I bet WallKicks is about to do the same.
My attention span is so small that I forgot that these guys even had the flute to begin with.
There is a lot of stuff we have to keep track of here, and these runners, hats off to them for keeping it together.
Alright, yeah, looks like, with the fire rod in hand, that Master Sword, a ton of health and armor, Chex is probably going to pull their Skull Woods here. Unfortunately, he does not have the book from Bumper Ledge, so we're not going to get a pedestal check today.
At least not yet.
At least not yet. Very correct.
Now I'm wondering where WallKicks is going. Maybe to finish off Skull Woods. That is actually possible. Did he? Maybe he found the small key somewhere. Or maybe he had it and totally missed that he had it. Oh, he doesn't have one. Huh. That seems odd.
It's possible he also just maybe wants the items here and then maybe save and quit out. Maybe.
Maybe.
Or just keep going further south.
Yeah, it would seem like he's just going to check out save and quit. And well, wait, he activated the flute. Oh, that was the pod beat key. I didn't know we had that.
Chex demonstrating some nice NMG strats here
Oh.
in this room. Slashing that Gibdo, into that spike so it does more damage.
I'm an idiot. Save and quit was an option.
Alright, Check's not going to have any luxury of having that temper sword from Regina. They're going to have a very similar fight to WallKicks, although he does have the luxury of half magic with that fire rod. Doesn't even need to get close to take down Makua.
Nope. Good news for WallKicks, they're finally doing dam, so they're going to get those flippers, and actually in pretty good timing too. They can just jump right into the water.
Oh yeah, and the fact that he has 970 rupees, this is going to be very convenient for him as well.
Oh yeah.
He can also choose to dive into ice if he wants to as well.
I wonder if the fact that he found those flippers later. Is it what? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say WallKicks did a sword slash right before picking up those flippers, so I'm sure that was a slash of approval there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is if you find those at the dam, which is usually an early spot, and then you go later and there's a key item, it's like, wait a minute. So I missed. I think it was Bombos on Meyer. It was hard for me to see.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you that I believe is also Bombos. It looked pretty swirly on the outside.
Yes, Goldwood small key.
WallKicks is like, why didn't I find this 3 minutes ago?
Got a little bit of convergence here. Both of our runners in the Meyer area.
Yeah, unfortunately, WallKicks is just going to be doing a little bit slower compared to Chex because Chex is, you can see, he's just dashing, left and right and up and down and swimming.
Yeah. Yeah, the longer that WallKicks does not have those boots, the worse it's going to be because Chex will just gain more and more time.
Especially if both these runners looks like they're going to do this dive into Desert. Desert is one of the pretty major dungeons that you can really see the difference if you have boots versus no boots.
Oh yeah, definitely. Question is, what's on the Desert Torch? Because Chex can get it, Wall can't.
Yeah, if it's going to be like the Desert Big Key, I'm going to feel really bad for WallKicks. Alright,
just the map.
We're just going to say it's like the map to like Hyrule Castle or something. Something super useless. Sure.
And Chex does pick up their third sword, and we get a single rupee of wonderfulness. Interestingly.
Chex is going to be able to do some more here because he picked up the Desert Small Key from Bonkrox. Bonkrox's boots locked, so...
Yep.
Quick swapping a bomb there instead of veering. But yeah,
good news for WallKicks.
A little bit more access to... Yeah.
WallKicks is actually doing some flippers. So as long as they get to the waterfall, they'll be catching up pretty quickly. Yeah, I feel sorry for WallKicks, though. They're going to get the boots. They're going to get the boots. They're going to go up, find the Desert Small Key, and go, I was just there.
Definitely kind of a story so far of WallKicks' progression into the seed.
Yep.
Alright, so we did see Chex kind of block that map up. Yeah, it was, looks like it was the Eastern, so whenever these guys do a map check, which potentially could be none, well, we'll find out what that is.
Yeah, as far as small keys go, we've got 2 Turtle Rock small keys. We don't have any pod small keys? Wow. That's unexpected. Good news, WallKicks will get their boots and probably not be too happy about it.
Speaking of pod keys, so we find our first one in the Right Side Desert.
Hey! Oh no, not another one.
And a second pod
It is!
Alright, so we can make some progress to pod now.
I saw the key pop out. I'm like, oh, don't tell me there's 2 now. Good news, WallKicks. You can purchase 3 bombs for the low price of 133 rupees each. Or is it 166? It might be.
It kind of makes you wonder because, on Zora Ledge, there was the Uncle 10 bomb pack. So it's like, why would I pay 500 rupees for 3 bombs when I could just pick up 10 of them for free?
So now we have 2 pod keys. And Chex is doing the humane thing and rescuing the old man from the mountain. Interestingly, neither runner had been up to Death Mountain until this point.
Yeah, Death Mountain has a lot of really nice goodies for us. Lots and lots of items Chex here. And of course Chex coming up here with Titan Smiths, with the mirror. He can access quite a bit. Actually no. Can he access? How much can he? He says he has no hook shot and he has no hammer.
Here comes the small key for WallKicks. Some jogging in place. There's a small key to Misery Mire.
Also WallKicks isn't. I mean, he didn't really pick up the boost that much later. It's probably 10-ish minutes behind Chex, right? So it's
but he doesn't know that.
I mean, that's true. And really, also from Chex's perspective, he's like, "What if WallKicks went here early, right?"
Yeah, and the dam is usually an early check as the flippers. So if they decided to go right on up the waterfall to get the boots, they'd be way ahead by now. So they might be feeling some pressure, that's for sure. Although, interestingly, Chex still doesn't have the book from the bumper ledge. So WallKicks can go check the either tablet.
Yeah, speaking of bumper ledge, though, maybe this is Chex's time to go claim Graveyard Ledge and bumper ledge as well?
Could be.
This is kind of really nice to be able to see from Chex's side, and that at least he doesn't hard isolate either one of these checks. He can kind of combine them together, because if you only leave one or the other, it's going to be really difficult to go back to either one of them.
Yeah, you have to isolate sometimes, but if you can minimize that as best you can, then you usually come out ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So what is on the either tablet then? Just a compass.
It's also to Mire. All right, so we have 2 small keys to Mire. We have 2 small pod keys. This is going to give us some amount of access into. Well, we can't get into Mire because we don't have bombos, but
right.
It's like every dungeon is kind of luring you in just a little bit, but you can't really kind of full clear like you did, in such as you could do in Skullwards.
Although in AD Key Sanity, you really can't be afraid to double dip a dungeon. You're probably going to have to. In fact, and I kind of like Chex's move here. It looks like he's going to pod. I think this is always a decent move.
Yeah, there's always a hammer and pod or another pod key and pod,
Yep.
That's probably what Chex is hoping for.
Have we not checked Sahasrara yet?
We have not been over
I don't think we have. Because we don't know where the green pendant is yet. Misery Mire. Uh-oh. Weren't we just talking about Mire having some items here?
Oh, God.
That skull was big key.
Yeah, because, that's exactly what you want to see after you full clear the dungeon.
And yeah, chat pointing out that Chex did do Graveyard Ledge, but skipped Bumper Cave, so that book is still sitting there. We don't know if it's important, though. What was on Bombos? It wasn't anything of interest, I think.
It was a map to somewhere.
Right.
I don't remember where.
So neither tablet has anything. We don't know if Pedestal has anything yet.
All right, so with this goal with big key in hand, WallKicks is going to give us our last check into this dungeon.
Yep, chat pointing out, so far book has not blocked anything. It might give you some information, but yeah, book really wasn't that important.
It certainly didn't yield anything so far. WallKicks, please. I'm so sorry.
This could be a little difficult.
But yeah. All right, gets a first try. I didn't see nothing. Oh, ether. Okay,
Ether
that's
medallion.
our other medallion. We don't know what. Yeah, we don't know what Turtle Rock is. So ether may or may not be necessary, just like Quake.
True.
We certainly know that we need bombos for sure. Yeah, but I was just thinking. So like at least on WallKick side, like we know that the book potentially would not necessarily yield something. But if Chex eventually goes against that book, right, all of these tablets are going to be somewhat isolated for him, right?
That is a good point.
Yeah, and it could cost him some time. So we're gonna have to see, what kind of ends up happening here.
So now it's actually kind of reversed. As long as Chex doesn't find the book, it won't waste time.
Yeah, we still have to see what Turtle Rock's entry is. But yeah, so like if it's indeed Bombos or Quake, then potentially yes, that book can basically just be some wild goose chases.
And I don't think there was anything on the catfish, if I remember right.
Catfish was also the other fish that offers 3 bombs for much cheaper, like a rock.
That's right. That's right. You mentioned that.
WallKicks not even giving Catfish any dignity by picking
You keep
those bombs behind.
Okay, WallKicks, where are you headed now? Yeah, without hammer, you can't simply flute over to 5 and then go to pod if you wanted to do that. I'm going to pick up a potion. I like this.
Yeah, that potion is definitely going to be access into the Bowlock side of pod, assuming they don't
Very much so.
Here.
Pretty clear what they're planning.
So far.
Nothing of interest in Eastern, I believe. Yeah, I don't see anything new on the tracker, so. Well, for a compass collector, maybe. All right. Wait, does Chex even have a potion?
He does not.
Opens the front door. That's an interesting move.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what his save and quit situation is. If he plans on save selling these keys. I believe the WallKicks does not have any small keys to pod because they were all on the right side of desert, and he hasn't gone back yet. So this potion is going to give him to the bow lock side. So we're going to see, I think, some different pod checks here for both the runners.
I'm not sure. I'm a little puzzled why Chex unlocked that front door, because that's normally something you don't do. Oh, look, a pod key inside pod.
Yeah.
Go figure.
I mean, so probably if Chex doesn't have a potion, he can't really get any more access to pod. So I mean, it's either burn a key to get further back and to get more Chex in pod, or do nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So we're gonna get WallKicks checking out the Bowlock side for us. Got a small key in the dark to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, thanks to our great tracker, you and Chris Wife, pushing all the buttons behind the scenes, keeping everything honest and up to date for us. It looks like that is our 3rd Turtle Rock key, so we're going to be able to get quite far into that dungeon once we get there. So
the two, question in chat, the 2 pod keys that we have found so far are both on right side deserts, which WallKicks was a desert, but before they had the proper key for it, so that's why they don't have those keys. And here's our camera unlock glitch.
Yeah, we love Chex did a really nice hammer jump there,
Yep.
practicing his NMG skills.
So with that potion unlock glitch, the bow cannot be in these two chests, but you know, especially with AD key sanity, it's kind of, you bend logic quite a bit. Nothing to show for it though.
I think technically with progressive bows, we could see a bow here because it would be a bow lock bow because there are two of them. But the chances of them being in those two exactly chests are pretty dang small.
This is true. This is true. I did forget about the progressive bows.
Yeah, no, it's another one of those things you have to keep track of in this randomized game. I like the cave strats here. Not really feasible without quick swap, but hey, quick swap's enabled, so we can use that to our convenience.
So all we got from Pod, I believe, was the small key. Sorry, we got a big key to... Where was it?
I do see Hera on here, which is probably why
Hera, that's what it is.
Chexhuman's
Yep.
up in the mountain.
And a small key to Turtle Rock. So we'll see what this big key opens. I'm wondering if our item pool has dried up, so we're kind of bottlenecked.
Yeah, within logic, I'm not sure how many more things we have that we haven't seen on, these both our runner sides.
Yeah, it does feel like
and we're missing some pretty big items. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're missing some pretty big items, right? So we don't have the bow, we don't have a hook shot, we don't have a hammer, right? Like, where are these things?
Yep, that would explain the bottleneck. I guess maybe it's a bottleneck, but anyway.
I think these runners also have access to ice, that they, because of those flippers and Titan Smiths. But really,
yeah, they do have access to Ice Palace.
But like diving ice without the hammer and without the hook shot isn't super attractive.
If I was trying to out-meme the seed, I would head straight for Ice Palace at that point. I'd be very suspicious. It's like when I get Bombos and I have all other items for Ice Palace, I'm just certain that Fire Rod's in there.
Yeah, such a nice Mulder fight there by Chex, especially with that Temper Sword, just 2 spins. Oh wow!
Especially Chex with that hammer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, making the right call here, coming up to Hera and fighting our hammer, which will give him the rest of the access to Death Mountain.
So here's the thing: the pod keys unlocked that big key, I think. Yes, it was actually in the basement of Pod, which was behind one of those keys. So that's what WallKicks has to do. They have to go to Desert, get those small keys, go to Pod, get the big key, go up to Hera, get the hammer, and then they're free.
Easy. So step 1 is to go to Desert?
Yep, go back to Desert in WallKicks' case. Yikes. So we got WallKicks making a dip into Ice Palace, and meanwhile Chex is checking out the rest of Death Mountain. Sorry, I lagged behind there for a second. First chest in Ice Palace, just a few bombs. Found our 4th sword in Paradox Cave. And we got WallKicks prepping to do Icebreaker and does it first try, no problem. And gets a pod key. Oh, that actually is very nice for WallKicks. That could lead them right back to that big key to Hera. And another pod key. in Ice Palace. Hey, Wall, I hate to say it, but I think the sea's trying to tell you something. And Check's taking that those mitts and checking out the dark side of Death Mountain.
Alright, so, sorry about that. I had to restart some stuff.
Yeah.
So I heard some news that WallKicks ended up finding some pod keys.
Yep, we found 2 pod keys in Ice Palace, although Wall has decided to go down further. And in Super Bunny Cave, we find... Yeah, it's 4th? Yeah, it's 4th. 4th Turtle Rock key, and the Cane of Brian, or Berna, as it's actually named.
So we still need that Turtle Rock key, but this is actually looking quite completable soon. We just need that the real ice rod at this point.
Will the real ice rod please stand up?
Oh, Chex, that's a really nice find here in Hookshot Cave. Oh, are we gonna get some hovering here from Chex's side?
Oh. Let's meep it up. Do it. Do it.
I'm actually not as familiar with Chex's comfort level for hovering, but this looks pretty good so far.
Nice! It gets
Oh, wow. Yeah, holy cow. Alright, so that Bombos medallion is hookshot locked. That is quite the find here for Chex.
That's a hell of a thing. Oh, just missed that last one. So if I'm reading chat right, sorry, I was busy paying attention to the hovering, and we got a castle tower key, and was it swamp key?
It was a swamp small, yeah.
Oh, that's an important key.
That very much is.
Oh wait,
so I certainly
that was on Chex's side.
Yeah. Chex
okay.
found a swamp small in the boots accessible chest, which is totally in logic. But yeah, he definitely hovered his way to the Bombos medallion.
That's what I missed. Okay, please, Wall, go to pod. Please do it. Now, do you dip into TR without the ice rod? Oh, wait, he doesn't have either medallion. He does have Bombos and Quake, but...
Oh, wow. Okay, so WallKicks actually has an advantage right now over Chex because Chex has not checked Bumper Ledge, which means he doesn't have the book, right? So, which means he is not going to be able to get either for quite some time.
Is that where either was?
I thought that was the book's advantage. Was that where was either?
I'm actually drawing a blank where either medallion was.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Big Key to Thieves Town. Big Key to Thieves Town in Spike Cave.
Thanks. All right. Thanks, Kimmy. Yes. Reminding us that that's right. So, that's WallKicks ended up going back to Skullwoods to check Skullwoods' big chest. There we go.
And that's what had the ether medallion. And looks like WallKicks got 2 more keys to pod.
He might go back to
WallKicks, I hate to say it, but you better go to pod. And with no hammer, you're going to have to take that a long way.
Okay. All right. So speaking of Chex not having that ether medallion, looks like that's exactly where he's going to.
That's exactly where they're going.
Yeah. And really unfortunate here for WallKicks. You know, Chex found hammer on Moldorm. And so without the hammer, not only can he not finish Ice Palace, right, can't get to Cold Stare, he still has to do all this kind of detour, scenic routing without the hammer and Dark Worlds.
Wow.
The good news, at least for WallKicks, is that he has boots, so he's not at least walking everywhere. He can dash.
This does help.
Yeah, he kind of needs a hammer.
But yeah, WallKicks has had some unfortunate timing with their items, and so probably feels quite behind at this point. Uh-oh.
Checking that first chest in swamp.
WallKicks
which
is going
also
into
a
swamp.
magic. Yeah, but he can't really get anywhere without that hammer.
And yeah, as Jad is
And that
reminding,
small key.
this is in fact this is all dungeons key sanity, so all dungeons are required, including Aga 1, before you can defeat Ganon. And with key sanity, anything can be anywhere pretty much.
Yeah, we're still
Just
in fact
not locked
looking for
logically.
that elusive. Yeah, we're still looking for that elusive Castle Tower small key. WallKicks, I need a bow. Wow.
Okay, well, you just got the
And we're
bow.
also, yeah, are you gonna go to pod now? Maybe.
Well, the game is telling you go to pod.
This might be where he's going.
I'm ribbing Wall here because the seed is just almost screaming at him to go to pod.
Yeah,
Of course,
like
it could be
that's exactly where he's
a fake, but oh well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Chex is going to be able to comfortably full clear Thieves Town. He has the big key, he has a small key, he has the hammer, he is good to go. You know, with
you can
Fire Shield, yeah, Fire Shield, Red Mail, 12 Hearts, he should be safe.
Invincibility items, half magic. Yeah, Chex is in real good position right now. So WallKicks
does have, you know, have some amount of sequence advantage so far. You know, kind of getting things in a better order than WallKicks. But yeah, we're still missing the actual Ice Rod. We're still missing a second Castle Tower key. And as you said, those can be really anywhere.
Yeah, and then he finds the 5th key right there in pod. Okay, here comes the chest that he doesn't. Well, actually, he doesn't know the significance of it yet. In fact, may continue on pod, which yeah, that's probably what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I assume he can get to the back here, you know, pretty comfortably with the number of keys he has. So, and you know, pod is loaded here with the number of checks. So.
Unfortunately, the only thing he needs to finish it, hammer, is not here.
Meanwhile, Chex staying on script here with blinds, doing a really good job so far. Damageless fight,
no problem.
Always nice to see.
Uh-oh. The swamp big key. And he has the swamp small key. Wow, Chex is just it's not quite God route, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah, Chex has a lot of really nice keys. I know access, like right before he's going to the dungeons themselves. You know, he has Ice Palace big key, which is really nice. He has Swamp Palace big key, like you know, like yeah, these are definitely gonna save him a lot of time in terms of fetch quests.
Missing 3 big keys. And a castle tower small key. So Chex is really looking pretty rosy here.
Yeah, looks like he's got a little bit of indecision for what he wants to do. Oh, he's remembering hammer pegs. That's the thing.
Small matter. No, it's actually good that they're routing in the hammer checks like this.
Yeah, and actually, it's actually, yeah, as you said, it's also really nice because I think if he doesn't do it now, it's just going to be hard isolated because he doesn't have anything else left in this area.
Tower of Fear, small key.
Yeah. Speaking of things that you didn't really want to see, you know what? Okay, so he's not going to be too worried about this because we found hammer on Moldorm, so like it's a required like double dip if we have to go back for this. So he's definitely not going to be too concerned.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel that bad about that key either, especially with the loadout he's got now. A very minor item, just to update the viewers, if you didn't already know, we do have quick swap enabled, which they can use the left and right buttons to switch between items rather than menuing. They recently added that to these races. Just 50 rupees at the dig spot. I don't even know where they picked up the shovel. Chex, you're going too fast.
I would say take away his boots, but I can't be
No,
so
don't do
honest
that.
with these guys.
We just found the big
alright.
key to Eastern Palace in Pod.
Yeah, that is locked behind all 6 pot smalls. Hopefully Chex will have enough keys to let him get that check later.
So this actually works a bit in WallKicks' favor because now I can just do Eastern.
That's right, yeah. WallKicks picked up that bow from the first chest of Swamp, so he's going to be our first runner to get Eastern Palace out of the way.
Yeah, and yeah, the big key for Eastern behind the pod keys, those are in Ice Palace, which Chex will be going there eventually, so it's not a big deal. Chat pointing that out. Although we do have a big bomb, which I totally missed that we had that.
Chex is definitely keeping track of his inventory better than us.
Oh, yeah. Nothing at the Pyramid Ferry. Eastern big chest just has a piece of heart. Check saying, hey, you dropped this bomb, dude. Here, have it back.
Alright, is this going to be our dive into ice?
Yep.
Alright, so Chex has the hammer, so he's going to be able to go all the way to Cold Stair. I don't know if he picked up any ice keys, but I'm assuming he's going to figure it out.
And technically doesn't, I mean, you know, ignoring logic, doesn't need the hook shot to finish this dungeon. It's not too bad to finish without it. It's also possible to logically not need the hook shot for this dungeon.
Ice Palace logic is, yes, it can be wonky. And, these guys have a lot of cushion now, especially the King of Samaria. I mean, not only for Icebreaker, but also you can just use it to create the block.
Use it normally, yeah.
I can't believe we're using things for its intended purposes.
That's just madness. WallKicks going to take down, not Ice Armos, just the regular Armos.
Himself another big key too. Oh,
to Desert Palace.
Pretty good key.
the bane of WallKicks' existence.
But he can go back now and full clear this, I think.
Yeah, but I mean the hammer is still up in Hera. So let's see. Aside from dungeons, has hammer locked up anything? Oh wait, Hera small key. I don't know what was in Thieves' Town big chest.
It was another pot key, is that what you said?
Ah. So yeah, there's the first pot key, and then the second one I think is right after it. Oh wait, no. WallKicks didn't get to see this chest because they didn't have the hammer. There's that muscle memory pulling the tongue. I do that so often. Oh wait, I don't have to go that way. There's the second pod key.
Kind of makes me wonder where this lamp is as well.
That's a good question.
From our
Hera basement.
Runners and oh man,
that would be ridiculous. I can't even try to imagine the logic for this lamp. Yeah, first half of Swamp, not a bad choice, I think. We did have logical access to Death Mountain via the flute, so lamp wasn't needed for that.
I think Chex kind of letting his normal non-key sanity stuff kind of take over for him, forgetting that he needs a key, so he's going right back.
But yeah, Chex, all the items have lined up for them really well the way they've been routing, so they definitely have an advantage here. WallKicks just now getting to Moldorm and is going to get that hammer.
Yeah, although Chex still hasn't checked Bumper Ledge, right? Because he still doesn't have that book.
But again, it's kind of an anti-item at this point. As soon as he finds it, he loses time for checking it.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't, worry him too much. Alright, last item looks like in Ice Palace is just that blue rupee.
So what's on Cold Stare?
We're hoping for an item of progression. Like, actual item, right? Like a hook shot. That would be swell.
Hook shot on Cold Stare would be funny. So with Ether in hand, WallKicks could go into Turtle Rock. Granted, there's still a small key somewhere.
Yeah, he can actually make it quite far.
Yes. With Butter Sword, this is going to be an easy cold fight.
Butter Sword.
Already done.
I'm sorry, there was a cold stare? Did you say something?
I think so. Well, we got 20 rupees for it.
20 rupees for 3 ice puffballs.
And gets a red pendant.
We don't still know what's on that pedestal though.
Yep, no one's, rather, WallKicks has not checked it, and probably won't check it at this rate. Oh, there's that extra Turtle Rock key. Boy, that would just pull me to Turtle Rock even more. Except, where's the big key? We don't have that yet.
Yeah, that's definitely another one of those potential ice rods, because Turtle Rock big key also doesn't unlock very much. But
we have several ice rods, including the actual ice rod.
Still at large, that's right. Is this our hookless swamp dive for Chexhuman? I like the use of that shield, deflecting the spear.
Yep.
Very NMG-esque, except it's a fire shield.
So, are we going to get the meme-tastic left side swamp hook shot?
Oh, what about vanilla hook shot?
Or vanilla hook, yeah. French vanilla, real vanilla.
All good if it comes in ice cream form.
Now I'm hungry. So let's see where WallKicks goes from here. As far as go mode is concerned, we definitely need the ice rod and the, hook shot is a question mark because Chex has proven they can hover. Although they will need it for Swamp Palace. Never mind.
Yeah, so this is all dungeon, so like it or not, we're gonna need that hook shot.
We need that hook shot,
required.
Yep. But aside from those two items, that's all we need. Key-wise, we still need big keys for everything.
I think technically, still logically, we still need that lamp because we're not required to do Dark Aga, but these runners aren't going to care about that.
Yeah, Castle Tower in the dark would not be fun. I mean, the maze is easy enough, but then the rest of it. We will need an extra small key, though, for the Castle Tower. Uh-oh. Big key to Turtle Rock and the Swamp Palace big chests. WallKicks, are you going to Turtle Rock? I think you may not want to.
So he's still up the mountain, which means still a Spike Cave, I think, that he hasn't done yet. Remind me, correct me if I'm wrong. But
no,
yeah,
and that had... Was that the Town big key? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There's a Swamp Palace small key.
Yeah, as far as I know, WallKicks is not comfortable covering, so this is probably going to be
good call there.
To defer that Bombos tablet or Bombos medallion.
And going into Turtle Rock. I'm okay with this play. Sure it's just unfortunate.
Oh yeah, I mean you're here, right? Like you don't really want to come back up here a second time, another time. You don't have to, and there are just so many checks open to you. I mean, this is super reasonable on WallKicks side. All right, is that our last
Pod
lock
key and Turtle Rock.
Yeah,
WallKicks
meanwhile,
is like,
Chex
yeah, I
is
got
making
it.
his way
Thanks.
through. Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, Chex is unfortunately kind of making his way through the intended developer way of doing left side swamp because he also still doesn't have that hook shot. So no diver down today. WallKicks also, kudos for him to remember he does also not have a hook shot, so he is also doing this the damageless way.
Good heads up thinking there. Wonder if that's why that little loop is up there, but anyway. Hook shot in Turtle Rock.
What a find for WallKicks there. Wow. Oh
That's a
man, he's
little
gonna have
bit
a
of a
bonanza when it
reverse
comes to swamp.
fortune there.
Yeah, alright, so yeah, this is gonna work out really, really well for WallKicks. He definitely kind of needs this break over Chex. But yeah, finding that hook shot into a rock there on fire on Crystal Roller is like pretty dang hog.
Interestingly, the lack of a Turtle Rock big key will stop him from going any further, so that's interesting. I mean, they'll get about halfway through, but still. Oh, hi, Lamp. We were wondering when you'd show up.
Is that where you were hiding?
These item locations. I don't even want to think about the logic now.
It is accessible, and these runners, at least, you know, like they have the lamp now, so they don't have to do some of the probably more difficult dark rooms, right? They don't have to do pod dark rooms, they don't have to do Meyer dark rooms, right? This will just be quality of life improvement for them.
Yep, and Check's gonna go finish off pod. Looks like they have the proper keys for it. And as Chad's pointing out, it would be helpful for Wall if Chex missed the East Palace big key, but doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's going to go back to Hubba first, potentially, and then check the big key. Or maybe not. Chex is just going to prove me wrong anyway. Yeah, so he's going to, as you said, right here, get his Eastern Palace big key.
Yep.
And that's a really nice thing also for WallKicks to find the hookshot here in Turtle Rock, is that he's going to be able to go back to Hookshot Cave. You know, so he's going to be able to get his Bombos Battalion relatively soon.
And finds that Eastern Palace big key. And let's see what's in Mimic Cave for WallKicks. This will be the last check he can do. And finds a compass. Oh, joy.
Well, I guess if WallKicks ever goes back to Pod, we'll know that he has picked up, what, 12 out of 12 items.
I'm sure they're thrilled about that. All right, Chex is poised to finish the dungeon with that one remaining small key to get to the boss. Not sure where WallKicks is going.
He is trying to figure out the fastest way to get back to Hookshot Cave. Will actually be pretty nice for WallKicks because he'll do Hookshot Cave and then he can just go right back over to.
Oh, I get you.
And then he'll have his, and then he'll get his Thieves Town big key, and then he can go back down the mountain, and then he can clear Thieves Town.
One thing we are missing is the Meyer big key. Along with the Castle small key.
That's... Yeah.
Desert small key we have. I'm not sure where that was.
Sorry? Oh, which small key?
Yeah, I was saying the desert big key. We found that. What were you going to say?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, Meyer big key is another one of those big keys that looks like a nice route to me.
Yep. Looks looks like Wall maybe headed for, well, actually maybe Hera? No, it doesn't have the Hera small key. But heading for Spike Cave.
Yeah.
Go get the fairy. Oh well.
Didn't even care. Yeah, didn't even care about that fairy. I mean, he's got burn at half magic.
He's got one in a bottle.
He doesn't care. All right, was there a Helmosaur or something on Chex's side?
Oh, just some rupees. There's that Thieves Town big key. So WallKicks probably going to do Thieves Town. Hammerpeg is going to find the Hera small key. Not sure what they're going to do after that, though.
Certainly, it seems like at this point, WallKicks is just kind of playing catch up. You know, he has a lot of access now to
yeah.
Do with that hammer.
Yeah, it's again WallKicks, unfortunately, getting the keys just after he needs them, so he's trying to play catch up at this point.
Luckily, at least for WallKicks, you know, his escapade back into Ice Palace is going to be hopefully relatively fast, right? He has Canis Maria, you know, he has the big key if he needs some access. He can do Icebreaker and just basically go straight to Blister.
Yeah, and has a very small edge with the hook shot, but once Chex goes up to Turtle Rock, that'll go away. But Chex has so many dungeons already done. I can imagine Chex going up to Sherlock, finding the lamp, and going, don't need you.
Yeah, after he's done, like, all the dark rooms. Alright, so I did not see Chex practicing Armos before this race started. I only saw him practicing bow with Lambo, but so hopefully he's gonna, you know, give us a nice show here.
Oh, almost.
So close. Very, still good. Good show.
There's
just, yeah, that's that last, I think, input or something, maybe was he?
Yep.
Yeah.
But boy, those arrows flew, didn't they?
Yeah. Chex has probably run this game once or twice.
You think?
Yeah, you know. Oh no. Alright, WallKicks placing that block, of course, for the first time, only the first time, definitely didn't see anything else. He's already taking on Cold Stare. He's got, yeah. he's got Bombos even out.
And yeah, to confirm the question in chat, Chex got the Bombos medallion by a hover in Hookshot Cave. Did a very nice display of that. So now we're going to see Lanmo and see what they have on them. Oh, and the big chest as well. Imagine we'll see the Meyer Big Key pop up pretty quickly.
Yeah, we are definitely kind of running out of. Yeah, we're running out of locations, you know, for where these elusive ice rods can all be hiding.
Or it's in the back of swamp, and Chex is going to have to find that hook shot first.
Oh yeah, I mean, so like, so he still does have Meyer access. He can't finish it, you know, without that Meyer Big Key. So I'm wondering if he's going to choose to kind of go.
Oh, good point.
Or if he remembers to check Bumper Lodge and then he finds the book and then he's like, oh, look at all these book locations I get to go chase.
Let's see, where was the Swamp Palace Big Key? I really should write these items down. There's been so many items to find. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I am also trying to remember where we ended up finding that big key.
I know the small key was like, actually, was that in Hookshot Cave? It might have been.
The small key, yes, was the boots lock chest of Hookshot Cave.
Small key on Landmo. Disco was, well, that's useless.
Yeah, just like that.
WallKicks gonna finish up pod.
Yeah, he's right back here with that pod compass that we found earlier, right? So we're gonna have confirmation that he has full cleared this dungeon.
Chex appears to be headed in the direction of Turtle Rock. I bet they're going to stop by Hera on the way.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. I've forgotten about the Hera small key that he picked up from Hammerpigs.
Chat saying that Swamp House Big Key was in Thieves Town. I would be inclined to agree with that. Might have been, I think it was on Blind actually.
Also, another demonstration of the advantage of going up to Turtle Rock before doing pod. You know, WallKicks has that lamp, so he doesn't have to light these torches to kind of secure these turtles.
All right, whether you like it or not, here comes the towel room.
This is one of those times where, when you have red mail and 14 hearts, you're really glad for that mirror.
Yeah. I think they may have made a slight error in position, so they're going to have to kill all these tiles by hand.
By hand? What kind of savages are we here? He has a sword, thank you.
Looked like he tried to use the fire rod to hit the switch and then stand on the button, but did not quite get it right. And down goes the kitty dinosaur for WallKicks. Just a map to pod.
Perfect. Yes, it's something we've already completed. Thanks.
So yeah, looking at the trackers, I think Swamp Palace Big Key is in fact in Thieves Town, and that may be where WallKicks is headed right now. And then once they finish Thieves Town, they can go down to Swamp.
Yeah. I mean, from WallKicks' perspective, right? This is Thieves Town. To him is going to be fully clearable, right? He has the hammer, he has the big key, he has a small key, and once he finds all those goodies out of Swamp, next logical place is going to be most likely Swamp.
Now the question is,
and he has a hook shot, so he can actually finish it.
Is the ice rod in Turtle Rock, or is it elsewhere?
How many? Oh,
if the ice rod's in Turtle Rock, Chex is going to be just gone.
Yeah, if the ice rod's here, Chex is definitely going to be able to full clear this dungeon. Because he has the Turtle Rock Big Key in hand, so he's going to go further. Now, wouldn't it be cute if we find the Meyer Big Key in the backup, on Laserbirds? And
I was just thinking that.
Then go to Meyer and then find the ice rod there, and then come back.
Ice rod on Vitreous, let's go! Oh, Chex, you went the wrong way.
You don't have the hook shot yet. You're gonna get it in the next room. We promise.
That muscle memory.
Yeah, and the unfortunate part, of course, for Chex is that he can't even get out of this loop, right? He can't pull himself out because he doesn't have the hook shot.
It's the loop of shame, if you will. It took several bad seeds for me to learn to mentally. Oh, Ken, the hook shot's right there, just to make it worse. So now I mentally check myself every time I go in that room. Do I have the hook shot? And chat bringing up a good point. We don't have all the keys yet. The second Castle Tower Big Key is important. It's not on PED, is it?
We still don't know what that is.
We don't know what that still is at this point.
Yeah, you know, we had runners who had the book and had the mirror and it wasn't the back of Skull Woods, but opted not to check it. And then we also had other runners who doesn't have the book at all still. I don't know what happened to that Pokey, but it refused to cooperate by submitting to the Buttersore's spin slashes.
Chat pointing out that there's still plenty of locations to look. Damn it, chat, I can dream, can't I? So, WallKicks about ready to finish up Thieves Town, has, again, plenty of ammo to take on blind.
Yeah, let's see if you know, he gets the blind fight, you know, just as well done. Chex putting that red mail to use, just running face in to get rid of that bunny beam.
Yep. Yeah, that Swamp Palace big key location actually works out for WallKicks.
Yeah, with the hook shot in hand, right? So he's gonna be able to do diver down on left side swamp. He's gonna do diver down in the back. He's gonna be able to guess the back with that hook shot. Yeah, swamp is a very likely reasonable play for him. Also, remember hammer pegs. Good on.
Very good.
Yeah, good for WallKicks here. He's not gonna be super happy seeing that Tower of Hero swamp key, but at least you know he'll have this location out of the way.
That ice rod placement is going to be huge. We have to know where that is.
Alright, Chex just needs to get through his Mimic Cave of Disappointment, and then we're finally going to see some more Chex in Turtle Rock, because from that Turtle Rock big key.
And let's see where WallKicks goes next. Going, yep. Well, actually, I'm not sure.
Shovel, maybe?
Shovel spot, right.
He worked hard for that shovel in Spiral Cave.
And then we'll probably flute to their next location. Yep, gonna go for swamp. All right, here's the question.
So far,
is Ice Rod on Laser Bridge?
Yeah, I mean, so far, we haven't seen anything new or useful, I guess, in Turtle Rock on Chex's side. Just a couple more bucks for his already pretty plentiful wallet.
And I'm not sure if we saw anything in the front of Swamp. Bow? Yeah, sorry, WallKicks found their bow here.
Yeah, it was in the first chest of Swamp, but I'm not sure if there's anything else that was inside the rest of Swamp.
Where was the other bow? Oh, never mind. There it is.
Right there. Alright, Chex is going to have a nice time for Ganon.
Castle Tower key.
Alright, that is one of our ice rods.
No ice rod for you.
So this is going to be good because, you know, that means both runners kind of took a dive into Turtle Rock and then they have to kind of come back, right? So there's going to be relatively little loss, you know, time for both of them. Chex fighting Silvers, though, is going to be really convenient for when he goes and fights Vistrias.
True.
I'm not sure if WallKicks is going to have that.
WallKicks may be in go mode by that point. Now, I'm wondering where that Meyer Big Key is.
Yeah, well, I mean, we certainly need that. So I think he'll pick up Silvers. It's kind of the question of whether or not he's going to have them for Vitrius.
But okay, I see your point.
Not that either of these runners need silver arrows at this point, because they have Butter Sword, but, you know.
So yeah, the fact that Ice Rod was not in Turtle Rock
saying?
was a break for WallKicks. Because if it had been there, then Chex would have just finished Turtle Rock and would have just taken the race away. And to answer a question in chat, we don't know what's on the pedestal right now, so it could very well be the Ice Rod. It could also be the Meyer Big Key. No, sorry. It's not the Meyer Big Key because Meyer is in fact dependent. I take that back.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually going to get a high five here from our runners. Not quite the sync because I think Chex is going to go straight to the back, and while WallKicks is going to have to finish up left side, but we're going to get pretty close.
Not sure what he was doing with that bomb, but oh well. Nice diver down. Oh yeah, the bomb did hit the switch, but it kept it off for his screen. I have not seen that before. Interesting.
Yeah, that's like the fastest version that we can do diver down with. Saves you, I think, a screen transition because you don't have to hit the switch.
I'm learning all sorts of things.
Diver down. Yeah, these guys are professional runners.
Yeah, clearly. Meanwhile, Chex, having already checked the front, is doing the back. Hi, Ice Rod.
In plain sight, no less, right?
I think the Misery Mire Big Key might be in Misery Mire itself.
Yeah, we are definitely running out of places at this point, right? Because we have Argus himself, and yeah, we don't really have any other real locations left.
Interestingly,
and at least
let's see.
Where's trying to give us a zero cycle?
So where was the Turtle Rock Big Key? Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Chex almost giving us a zero cycle. Couldn't quite get it, but still really nicely done here on Chex's side.
So yeah, dungeon wise, WallKicks is behind by 2. But item wise, they're both caught up to each other basically. Except for that Castle Tower key, which was in Turtle Rock? Yeah, it was on Laser Bridge, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and if you actually just kind of look at where the item key placements are, right? So it's a forced double dip, right, of either Swamp or Turtle Rock, right? Because we need the Ice Rod to finish Trinix, and we need a hook shot to get to the back.
And chat brings up an interesting point. The fact that Meyer is not a crystal means the big key could be in GT.
So Chex is certainly going to finish Turtle Rock, and we can see what Trinix has to offer. But actually, as you actually just pointed out, the Turtle Rock is going to be Chex's 7th crystal, so we'll see if he chooses to kind of take a peek.
So yeah, unfortunately, with the way the keys have fallen for Wall, they're definitely behind and need to catch up.
He is making very good progress, though.
This is true.
Yeah, he's certainly clearing these dungeons, very, very quickly.
And as chat points out, if he happens to go to Meyer to look for the big key there, and it happens to be there, that might catch him up, but that's a question mark.
He is making the dive.
Interesting. I was going to do desert at the very least.
Yeah, because what else do these runners need? So he doesn't know about that Castle Tower small key,
Right.
No, that's what's sitting on Laser Bridge. But maybe he thinks that if he gained full clear Mire, basically find the big key here, he can save himself a mountain trip.
Yeah, WallKicks still has the second half of Turtle Rock to look at in terms of locations.
Yeah, if the Mire big key is in Mire, and WallKicks goes to Mire right after this, right? He's gonna then clear Turtle Rock, and then he can just scale GT. I don't even think he needs to clear the basement. Meanwhile, Chex though, he's gonna have a bit more of a decision on his hands.
Yeah. If Chex decides to full clear GT and the Mire big key isn't there, that'll lose them some time.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it'll be time given to WallKicks if
Yeah.
in this case, which WallKicks certainly isn't going to complain at this point, but we're going to have to see what happens.
Question is, will WallKicks do it, or will they go up to Turtle Rock? WallKicks maybe is thinking the same thing, that, oh, hey, I'll have 7 crystals if I clear Turtle Rock, and GT has so many chests in it. But feeling behind, they may feel inclined to take a gamble.
It's just extending the suspense. WallKicks, he's going to check the big chest.
Oh, nice handling of Trinex there.
Yeah, doing some backdoor strats with the butter sword. Trinex goes down quickly. Alright. Doesn't even care about the fact that Trinex just, headbutted him. He is red mail. he is ready to take him down with the butter sword.
And I think WallKicks might be leaving. That looks like what they're doing. A GT small key on Trinex. So we won't be having our GT big key guessing game because we already found it. So the answer is 0.
Wasn't it super early too in the battle?
I think it was in Kakariko.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Mini Boldorm? Okay. Oh yeah, we can play a mini Misery Mire big key game. 0 to 27. 0 means it's not in Ganon's Tower. The other 27 chests are in Ganon's Tower. This is an unofficial game we'll run here.
Looks like Chex is going to at least do some of the basement. Honestly, if he just went straight up GT to clear Ag 2, I would not blame him.
Number 1's a big red rupee. Two is 50. 3 is another rupee. 4 is the mirror shield.
Quick, go back to Laser Bridge.
Quick! 5 is some more rupees. Wow, look at all those rupees.
We're definitely in dire need of money. You think Zora will sell us 3 bombs again for 500?
Sure, why not? Oh, good. Yeah, very important map check.
Oh, we got a map check to GT. Thanks, Chex.
So number 6 was a bunch of arrows. Yeah, never underestimate the tactical map check.
That pesky dash. Yeah,
Just 7
kind of
coming
also,
up.
we're seeing some consequences here of AD keys and quick swap. But the end here, your inventory is pretty much full, so you're gonna need a lot more clicks with those LNR buttons to get to.
Sometimes it's easier just to pause. So that was number 7 was a big heart. Here comes 8 through 11.
Key
9.
Mire.
The answer is 9.
With that, Chex is officially in go mode. He just needs to climb Aga2, or Aga2. Climb up GT, defeat Aga2. He can mirror and do Aga1. He can just do Mire, and then he'll be right on the pyramid. Look at those. Really nice silver arrows, just one-shotting the mimics. Really clean room. Mirror shield also helps.
My browser messed up, so I have no idea who won the Mire guessing game.
Were there guesses? I'm sorry.
No, there were. I just unfortunately something messed up in my browser.
Alright, Chex, a bit of an indecision for him, but eventually just kind of pulling out that key. He's got half magic. Should be good to go. This is probably a little bit easier than your average gauntlet with the butter sword, a red mail, 15 hearts, mirror shield, half magic, fire rod, silver arrows. The list goes on, although Chex.
But yeah, Chex is running away with the race at this point.
Well, WallKicks turn to take down Trinex. Not doing quite backdoor strats, but he's gonna hopefully zero cycle this. Not quite.
Yeah, sometimes Moldorm doesn't play nice.
None of the bosses ever play nice. Alright, WallKicks picking up his 7th crystal, so hopefully he's going to go to GT as well. It would be
hopefully
not very good for him, yeah, if he ends up getting off the mountain. But, I mean, I imagine he would go to GT, because if he was going to go to Mire anyway, you know, like, he would have just done Mire first before coming up here. Yeah, Chex is just tearing up this gauntlet, making sure he has enough keys. And actually, the nice thing about finding Mire Big Key here is that they can just literally just go to Vitreous.
Yep. WallKicks unfortunately starting with the right-hand side. And the Mire Big Key is on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and of course, you know, we've already picked up 2 GT small keys, so he's going to be able to go all the way to Compass Realm. Probably will mirror out after that, or at least steal the small key from the back, and then he'll make his way to Random. But at least we get to kind of see more of what's in GT for us. We know it's probably not going to be anything useful because we've already seen a bunch of upgrades, but maybe he'll pick up like a boomerang or something after he gets bullied by these Gyptos.
Yeah. Yeah, as we mentioned, oh look, a nice palace small key. Yeah, the keys just didn't quite fall in the right places for WallKicks.
Yeah, speaking of that, that's a really nice triple there. Really nice recovery on Chex's side, but that Aga2 is down. Chex!
Not yet.
Oh, that muscle memory.
You were this close to be calling a numpty.
I'm glad Chex accurately remembers that he still needs to beat Aga2. However, you know, he pretty much has almost optimal health, or maximum health at this point. He has Silvers, he has Butter Sword. This should be relatively fast for him to scale.
Unfortunately, WallKicks is getting close to finding that my big key. Actually, isn't that far behind Chex? Only by like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so.
I mean, all things considered, on WallKick's side, like what he like kind of had to go through, or what kind of happened to him, like this seed, you know, he's definitely, you know, like I would say he's definitely played well. Just you know, as you've seen, kind of multiple times on the seed, right? He just kind of picks up the item right after he was like already there, or he needs it.
Yeah, actually, it's almost like they've made up some time because they were more or less, you know, they had quite a few things stacked against them, and they're only a few minutes behind at this point. That the hook shot timing may have helped with that a bit. And Mirror's out right after finding that key, knows that they're in go mode.
Yeah, looks like according to our tracker, WallKicks managed to pick up an extra red boomerang for his extra checks.
And
how many blue balls are we gonna have from Aga 1 today?
That's a good question.
First one, of course, is a guaranteed, not a blue ball.
Well, 2 big balls so far. Aga playing nice for once. There's one.
Unfortunate.
And a second one. And a third one.
I'm sorry, Chex.
I may have cursed them slightly, because there's a fourth one.
No, I'm sorry, Chex. Oh, here's another lightning.
I think that's it for Aga, though. Oh, nope. We can do some more. Oh, only 4.
Only? Now, of course, you know, Aga and Gannon are both seeded for both runners, so when WallKicks comes back to Aga 1, he will have also the same number and pattern for Aga 1. Alright, Chex accurately remembering that he still needs to clear Meyer to get his last pendant. So hopefully this should be relatively fast. You know, he also has a lamp that he got from Turtle Rock, so he doesn't have to kind of, you know, pause and kind of feel his way through the basement. So this should also be relatively fast. Meanwhile, WallKicks has actually made up. He has just kind of gone through this gauntlet here. You know, he's already pretty close to the top and near Moldum too.
Probably burning rubber as much as they can because they know that there was a lot of stuff that went against them, so they're probably feeling pressured.
Yeah, and it's certainly not like WallKicks didn't play well or anything, right? It's just this is sometimes
No, definitely not.
Yeah, that you know you just kind of find things right after you want.
It was totally
small key.
It was just the way, you know, the order you open the chest depends on how far you get. So just happened to be the wrong order.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, like he found Desert Palace small key after he already was in desert, and so he didn't find the 2 pod keys, right? and
that locked the hammer up.
Yeah, and you know he didn't get his flippers until kind of late, so he also kind of did some more detours routing wise, and then also kept it from the boots. Like, I mean, they're just kind of like some more, you know, just unfortunate sequencing, right? You know, if you found the flippers earlier, like this could have been a totally different race.
That was a nice triple for WallKicks.
Yeah, that was a really nice handling there on cycle 1. Oh.
Yeah, I don't like it when Aga's on the bottom tier
Yeah.
like that.
Don't be such a jerk, Aga.
I mean, it's Aga, so.
And there are 3 of them too, so there are 3 jerks instead of 1.
Three jerks in 1. And finally takes down Aga 2. Then we'll head down and take Aga 1. And do what Tex is doing right now, which is take down the big eyeball.
Yeah, unfortunately he couldn't get that
That
first
butter
spin
sword.
because, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. So
Sometimes
I
those spins
believe-
cancel.
Yeah, I believe it is said that you can be faster with the butter sword than silvers, only because silvers can lag. But you know, it's probably just about the same fight either way.
Yeah, as we've mentioned several times, these runners are incredible. So that that would be like par for the course for them to finish that quickly. I kind of find it
WallKicks,
nice to just poke every eyeball with an arrow, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta make sure you save enough for Ganon here, right? So Chex can miss like 20 whatever times. Thank you, Red
Oh,
Mail.
that's easy. That happens all the time.
Yeah, there's also kind of really
that's an
convenient.
interesting.
So normally what you want in AD keys is you want to do Aga 1 last, get that full free heart refill. But in this case, because Maya was also a Dark World pendant or dungeon, he could just save and quit. He just run on the pyramid.
Showing us some really slick moves dodging those bats. Must be a set pattern that I don't know about.
If you have any questions about how to fight Ganon, Chex is definitely a really great resource.
I would think so. Kind of interesting side by side. We have Ganon on one side and Aga 1 on the other. Got 2 shots in there,
So
nice.
Oh, looks like he didn't quite get the torch clutch, but
Oh, you got it.
The last fire shots, 2 silver arrows in. He just needs to cross this 1x3 bridge, and
It's treacherous.
Then Chexhuman will be the first of our 2 runners, yes, and first place in this race. So get your GGs out in chat for Chexhuman.
Finishing with an official time of 157.23.9. Or sorry. Back up. The actual finish time was 157.02. And WallKicks, understandably, forfeiting almost immediately afterwards. Let's see if I can get them in here for an interview.
All right, get your GGs out in chat for WallKicks.
Yep.
These guys put up a really great race. Both players played very, very well. Just kind of some unfortunate things happen to WallKicks. Sequencing of item locations kind of sometimes can do this.
And we are joined by Chexhuman. GG's on that. How did you feel about it?
GG.
GG's, Chex. Hi, WallKicks. GG's.
And WallKicks is here as well.
Yeah,
GG's.
GG checks.
So
GG's.
just real quick, Chex, what were you thinking about on that seed? How'd you feel?
I don't really know what to compare it to. I haven't practiced a ton of these. So I just felt like I didn't make too many mistakes. So I felt fine, basically.
Yep, that's kind of what it looked like from here as well. WallKicks, what were your feelings on the seed?
You make every wrong decision, you're gonna lose.
Well, it was
how it
less
goes.
wrong, and it just didn't line up. You got randoed is basically
Yeah.
what seemed to happen.
I mean,
there.
Well, let's see. I think I mentioned it in the race room. I double dipped. Hold on a sec. I double dipped Eastern, Hera, Swamp, Thieves, Ice, and Turtle Rock. I triple dipped Desert, Pod, Skullwoods. The only, I can count the many the good things I did on one hand, which was I got Ether before going up to Turtle Rock. I did Thieves Town before Swamp Palace to get my Swamp Big, which led to the Turtle Rock Big, and I didn't get baited into Mire. Those are the only good things I did this seed. Everything else was just my decision, turned out to be the wrong one.
And it's somewhat, it was actually a little bit advantageous that you found the hook shot when you did, because then you were able to go straight through Swamp. right after Thieves Town.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, if I, put off the Skullwoods big chest, don't get ether, I take the Swamp Small Key, I inevitably go into Swamp Palace, get nothing, I end up triple dipping Swamp Lake. Whatever. One of these seeds where it just, nothing worked, and that's literally been this season is everything, every decision that is made is wrong. Just this little small things like that. Whatever.
But PogChamp finals, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know. We're what, 0-11 this season, yet me and my teammate are both in the grand finals of Pog Champion. Like, some things just work well, some things don't. For whatever reason, this season just didn't work.
You know, go ahead.
Mystery Tourney didn't work out for me. This is not relevant, but I could not get into Go mode during that entire tournament.
Yeah, it just one seed went your way. The next day, this seed doesn't go your way. So I mean, what can you do?
Yep, that is the nature of Rando for sure.
Chex, I had a question for you. Did you just overlook Bumper Ledge?
Yes, although I did think of it as soon as I entered Ganon's Tower. So at that point, I felt like, okay, that's a good thing to forget.
And you didn't go check it?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that on its own.
Okay.
But if I passed by it, which I probably did, then that was a mistake. For sure.
So it just so happens the book was up there.
Oh, I'm sorry?
The book was up there, and it so happens.
Okay. So lucky me then.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it didn't matter. It didn't lead to anything. Like,
no, it didn't.
Even taking the time to get in those checks, it's not whatever.
Yeah, it was interesting. We had that bottleneck at the hammer, and it just so happened that Chex managed to get 2 pod keys from Desert first, and then unfortunately Pod was much further down your list, so that was one of the big problems in the seed.
I mean, it wasn't even that it was further down the list. It's okay, I've done everything bad up until that point, and my options were, I've already been in Desert. I had the Desert Small, but I've already been in Desert at that point, so it's 2 checks in Desert. I can do Ice Palace without a small key, yay. I can go over to the pod area and mirror and do Eastern. Or I can do first chest Swamp Palace. Those are your options.
Yeah.
Figure it out. And so, again, just the wrong decisions this seed.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, you were not actually that far behind. Sorry. Having computer issues. You weren't that far behind, actually. You were just getting into Aggle 1.
It was far enough behind. What does it matter? A 3-second loss or a 10-minute loss? Doesn't matter either way.
You guys played very well, though. Like, execution-wise, very
yeah. I don't feel bad with how the execution went. Just the decisions were wrong. And GG's a check. Like, if it sounds like I'm annoyed, I'm really not. Just this is how it is, and checks deserve the win entirely over me.
That's just how the chests fell.
I'm feeling really bad now about Bumper Ledge. Thank you.
I appreciate
Go check it now. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about Bumper Ledge. Like, whatever.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that would bite me in another race. But there you go. Worked out.
Yeah, it's fine, dude. Don't worry.
I actually, so speaking of behind, did either of you feel behind when you guys picked up the boots in your respective seats?
Oh, right.
Sort of. Not really, but
no.
It was fine.
Okay.
At least no further behind than I felt the rest of the seed.
Okay.
Getting the boots didn't mean anything at that point.
It's a little interesting because WallKicks ended up putting off Dam for the flippers until quite a bit later, but you found your boots just a few minutes after Chex did, so there actually wasn't a whole big time loss there.
Yeah, because I mean at that point I didn't have much already, so shrug.
Right. So what did you do that I didn't before boots? Did you go to Eastern before getting boots or something?
I mean, I don't remember at this point. I had my convoluted Skullwoods mess of a experience, because it's like you don't get a Skullwoods small key early on, so
yeah,
you do Skullwoods to do the boss, and then At that point, did I have the mirror? I had the mirror. Yeah, I did. So I was gonna go down to do Smith sequence, and I got the flute. I'm like, okay, this game is just giving me all the opportunity to finish off Skullwood. So after turning in the purple chest, I went to activate the flute and then just finished off Skullwoods from there. At that point, I think after that is actually when I went to do the dam, get the flippers, and do flippers checks from there. I don't know. And again, I could. If you asked me to pay attention to how my routing is, I couldn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way WallKicks route ended up being, he seemed to get the keys just after he needed them. It was just really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But a good race from both of you still. We were really happy to watch that. Let's see. Clear Mouse, did you have any more questions for the racers?
Not for you guys personally. I think you guys put on a phenomenal show for us. Thank you so much for letting us commentate your race. You put on a really good show. It really just solid execution by both.
Agreed.
Apologies for putting my teammate up against Keanu tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask.
No worries.
When is who are what's game 2?
Kyung and Nilsson Alex.
Okay, that should be fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout outs to Kyung for advising me on routing decisions.
Cool.
Phil might also know something about this game.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
So any final thoughts? I mean, we more or less covered the whole seed, but
Yep.
No, just thanks for the restream. 0-11. Hell yeah. Keeping it going.
yeah, well, you just got randoed here, so
Whatever. I'm just gonna embrace it.
We're gonna watch on Saturday. WallKicks.
Yeah, PogChamp finals on Saturday.
That's right.
You got this.
Do well in one tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for commentating. It's really appreciated.
No problem.
Thank you so much for putting on such a good race, guys.
We did our best to keep up with it.
Swag.
Cool. So any final thoughts, Clear Mouse?
No, I'm good. Yeah, this was a really fun race. I think this is the last of our matches. Definitely keep your eyes on the schedule for tomorrow. It doesn't look like there are any channels assigned yet, but there are pretty much random races starting at 1:10 p.m. On tomorrow Eastern time, and there's just like I don't know, 10 races or something. So it should be fun.
Got plenty of races. So yeah, feel free to tune in, and we'll have. I don't have the schedule in front of me, unfortunately, but tune in for the feature races. Again, good game to both WallKicks and Chex. Make sure to give them a follow, and thanks to Yoinker's wife for tracking for us, and thank you for Clear Mouse for the comms. And I appreciate everyone who worked on this. Thank you.
Yeah, have a great night, guys.
Great night.